Before humans built cities, before language shaped thought, before memory was written into stone or story, the Earth was already unimaginably old. When we speak of prehistoric, we often imagine a vague time of caves and primitive tools. But in truth, nearly everything that has ever existed on this planet came before us. Humanity occupies only the final breath of a timeline, stretching back more than 4.5 billion years. And for most of that time, the Earth was alive, changing, evolving, destroying itself, and beginning again, without any witness to record it. To understand what existed before humans, we must first abandon the comforting idea that the world was waiting for us. It was not. Earth did not prepare itself for human arrival. It existed long before our species, and would continue without hesitation if we vanished tomorrow. The planet has never followed a plan. It follows only physics, chemistry, and time. In its earliest days, Earth was a violent, unstable place. The young planet formed from debris orbiting the newborn sun, growing through catastrophic collisions that melted its surface into a global ocean of magma. The sky was thick with toxic gases. The ground was never solid for long. There were no oceans, no continents, no seasons, only fire, impact, and chaos. And yet, even in this hostile beginning, the foundations of life were quietly forming. As the planet cooled, water accumulated. Some of it emerged from deep within the Earth. Some may have arrived on icy bodies from space. Rain fell for thousands, perhaps millions of years, filling the lowlands and carving the first primitive oceans. Lightning flashed endlessly through a chemically rich atmosphere. These were not gentle storms. They were planet-scale forces, rewriting the surface again and again. And somewhere in that dark, restless water, a process began that would permanently alter the planet. Life appeared, not as animals or plants, but as microscopic organisms, single cells capable of replicating themselves. These early life forms were simple, fragile, and easily destroyed, yet they possessed something revolutionary: persistence. For nearly 3 billion years, life on Earth remained microscopic. No forests covered the land. No creatures swam with fins or walked on legs. The planet was ruled by bacteria. These invisible organisms reshaped the world. Through photosynthesis, they released oxygen into the atmosphere, a byproduct that was toxic to much of the life that existed at the time. This triggered Earth's first mass extinction, long before animals ever evolved. Entire microbial worlds collapsed. But oxygen also made possible more complex forms of life. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the planet transformed itself into something new. Then, around 540 million years ago, something extraordinary happened. In a relatively brief window of geological time, complex life exploded into existence. The oceans filled with strange, unfamiliar creatures, animals with hard shells, articulated limbs, compound eyes, and body plans unlike anything alive today. Paleontologists call this moment the Cambrian Explosion. But even that term fails to capture its significance. It was not merely an increase in life. It was an experiment in possibility. Many of these early creatures vanished without leaving descendants. Entire evolutionary paths were tried and abandoned. Some species thrived briefly, only to disappear forever. The fossil record reveals a world far more alien than most people imagine. A reminder that what we consider normal life is only one surviving outcome among countless failures. Over hundreds of millions of years, life expanded beyond the oceans. Plants colonized the land, transforming the atmosphere and stabilizing the soil. Arthropods followed, then amphibians, and eventually reptiles capable of reproducing away from water. The Earth became greener, louder, and more complex. Seasons emerged, ecosystems deepened. The planet began to resemble something recognizable, though still utterly foreign to human eyes. And then came the Age of Giants. For over 160 million years, dinosaurs dominated nearly every ecosystem on the planet. They were not a single type of creature, but an incredibly diverse group, ranging from small, feathered animals to massive herbivores that reshaped landscapes with their movement. They adapted to deserts, forests, polar regions, and coastal plains. Some hunted cooperatively. Others raised their young. Many displayed behaviors that modern science is only beginning to understand. This was not a temporary phase. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth for a span of time so vast that it dwarfs all of human history combined. Our entire civilization, from the first stone tools to modern technology, fits into less than 1% of the time dinosaurs existed. And yet, despite their success, they were not permanent. About 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid struck the Earth near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula. The impact released energy equivalent to billions of nuclear weapons. Shockwaves circled the globe. Wildfires ignited across continents. Dust and sulfur filled the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and collapsing food chains. Within a relatively short time, most dinosaur species were gone. This was not the first mass extinction, nor would it be the last. Earth has experienced at least 5 major extinction events, each one wiping out a majority of existing species. Each time, the planet reset itself. Each time, life returned, not unchanged, but reimagined. After the dinosaurs, mammals rose. At first, they were small and inconspicuous, surviving in the margins, but over time they diversified into an astonishing array of forms. Gigantic mammals once roamed the planet. Mammoths with curved tusks, towering ground sloths, massive predators with saber-like teeth. These animals lived in worlds shaped by ice ages and shifting climates, environments vastly different from the one humans would later inherit. Some of these creatures overlapped briefly with early humans. Others disappeared just before our arrival. The timing has led scientists to ask difficult questions about our role in their extinction. Climate change played a role, but in many cases, the evidence suggests something more sudden, more selective. Wherever humans spread, large animals vanished at an unusual rate. But beyond animals and ecosystems, there's a deeper and more unsettling realization when we study Earth's past. The planet is old, so old that most traces of the past are erased. Mountains rise and wear away. Oceans open and close, continents drift, collide, and separate. What survives in the geological record is fragmentary at best. Even the most dramatic events can disappear almost completely over time. If humanity vanished today, our presence would not last long. Cities would crumble within thousands of years. Roads would crack and disappear. Satellites would fall from the sky. In a million years, almost nothing recognizable would remain. Earth is extraordinarily efficient at forgetting. This raises a question rarely addressed outside theoretical science. If an advanced civilization had existed millions of years ago, would we even know? Some researchers have explored this idea through what is known as the Silurian hypothesis, a thought experiment examining whether a pre-human industrial civilization could be detected in Earth's deep past. The answer is unsettling. Under many conditions, its traces could be nearly invisible. This does not mean such a civilization existed. There is no confirmed evidence that it did, but the idea exposes the limits of our certainty. The deeper we look into time, the less complete our knowledge becomes. What we do know is that Earth has never been static. Long before humans, the planet hosted worlds that would feel unrecognizable to us. Worlds of fire, of endless ocean, of towering forests beneath unfamiliar skies. Entire biospheres rose, flourished, and vanished without memory. Humanity is not the culmination of Earth's story. We are one chapter, and one day we will end. Far in the future, another species, if it emerges, may study faint traces of our existence and ask the same question we ask now. What existed on Earth before humans? Now we invite you to reflect. Does knowing how vast and fragile our place in Earth's history change the way you see humanity? Do you believe intelligence is a rare accident, or an outcome that emerges again and again under the right conditions? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if questions like these remind you how mysterious our world truly is, subscribe to World Mysteries, because the past is not silent. It is simply waiting to be heard.